Welcome back. This is a story of a Kenyan man who fell in love with a woman who relocated to America. So he packed his bags because he felt so empty without her, followed her to America. Little did he know that this would end up being one of the best decisions he will ever make in his entire life. Fast forward, he got married to this woman. They started a beautiful family, and one random day, they went out to eat. Unfortunately, the services in this restaurant were just so bad, and he decided that he would open his own restaurant where he would offer quality service, good food, and clean space. Just like that, Swahili Village was born. I decided to pay this restaurant a visit. So we get here around 9 p.m. and this place is packed. Swahili Village. Wow, it's been a minute. Thank you. And the cars I'm riding in the US. Thank you so much. Guys, the last time I was here, it looked kind of different. And look at this. They're actually celebrating Jamhuri Day. December 12th, Jamhuri Day, Kenyan Independence Day. This is incredible. So I came with Mr. Mwale and his brother. Oh, that's why they have all these balloons. The red, black, and green. Oh, wow. Swahili Village, the true taste of Kenya. Hey, Tusker. If you see Tusker, you know there's a Kenyan in the building. Don't tell me they sell Tusker here. This is Kenyan alcohol. Kenyan, oh my God. I don't take alcohol, but every Kenyan knows Tusker. Tusker baridi. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. This is just so Kenyan. This is one of the things that is so Kenyan. That's how you know you're in a Kenyan's, zone, area, location, even if you're not in Kenya. Oh, see, Swahili Village has actually been awarded a couple of times. Oh my God, the place is full. Honestly, I have been craving some Kenyan food. It's been 3 months since I was last in Kenya, and why lie? East or west, home is best. I'm just missing some ugali, some skuma, some githeri, and if you can have some of that here, man, that will just make me calm down.
And so Trudy was very mad about that, Yeah, so the mother never knew the father. Sara ametoka hapa huko. Ndio chairman wa health committee. Chairman wa health. Sasa ni chairman wa health. Nataka juanga. Was the same flight. Utaenda tukule kidogo. Nitakugawia 3 bagi na 10.
So the food was really tasty. Africans living abroad are so lucky to have a place like this that reminds them of home, that just gives them a taste of home. I am hoping to meet the owner. Since the last time I was here, he had gone to open another branch in another city. So this is so exciting for me. Fortunately, the owner of this successful restaurant business is around. So after having dinner with some prominent Kenyans, I have a sit down with him, and he gets to tell me the story of how this restaurant actually began, how it once burnt down and he lost all hope and wanted to give up, but he kept going, how he realized that he was actually suffering from cancer, but fought fearlessly for his life, how he actually came out on the other end stronger, better, and even more successful. A clear reminder that when life knocks you down, you get back up, dust yourself off, and try again. I just want you to explain to Kenyans, just like explain to me, why you decided to come to the US. You told me earlier on that it was because of love.
That was the reason. I never wanted to.
Oh, okay.
If it was not for my wife coming to this country, I would never be here.
So she came to study.
She came to study.
And you just couldn't live without her, so you had to follow her to study.
Yeah, there was a big void, but also there was curiosity.
Okay.
You know, what would this look like? Then you will find out.
Okay.
Then I came and find out.
So, did you ever picture yourself being where you are right now? Back then?
I pictured myself that whatever it is I took to do, I was going to have to do it to the best of my ability. And if somebody chose to reward it, I would be still in a good place. But if they didn't choose to reward it, I would not wait for them to reward it. It's just a mindset. I go for it, and you can't stop me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just that's just who I am.
So, how many years have you been running? When did you open, and how long have you been now?
We opened in 2019, and now we have the 3 active locations.
So, when did you open your first restaurant, and how long has it been?
So the first restaurant opened in 2009, and I think it's 14 years later, if you do the math right, or 15. We now have 3 active locations, but we have we're working on Manhattan. We are working on one in Virginia. We're working on a location in Atlanta, Georgia, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Seattle. So the goal is to open 50 locations within the next 10 years.
Is it possible? Is that not too much? As in, I'm just imagining people watching from home and they're like, this man is too ambitious. What would you tell them?
Actually, it took me 14 years to open 3 restaurants. A lot of Americans here, within the first 5 years, they have 10 restaurants.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The chef, the consultant who trained me when we were working in the kitchen, I gave him my own location because it was small and I was moving to another location. I still had my lease on the old one, and he needed to open his own place. And I gave him my lease and I helped him to open his. He now has 6 locations in less than 8 years. So what's the ambition?
Yeah.
They have 6, I only have 3. So, but I took time to really do this science, something so different from what theirs is, because theirs is a fast federal food. Mine is fine dining. So it's not. We have a design team. We have a architectural team. We have the engineers. We have everything to build upwards of 5 to 10 locations every year.
Wow.
And they're all working independently. And in this country, it is possible to do it and do it well. And then, of course, there is the aspect of hiring from the industry. There's a lot of very well-trained people too. Before we moved to this location in Bells, the new location, our first location, we'd been there for four years or so. I was diagnosed with cancer. So.
Wait, this is before COVID or after
this
COVID?
This is long time. I forgot to mention that story before. Before we moved from this small location, after I trained myself to be a chef, and we're now able to serve people. I was diagnosed with cancer. Yeah.
Wow.
In our first location, the original location, I was the one cooking because, of course, I was a chef, but I was actually being trained by a consultant. My wife was waiting tables. We get our first child. This is our second child. And then I'm told you have cancer.
How are you told that?
I went for my check. My wife actually was telling me at night you breathe some kind of way that I'm not comfortable with. Can you just go and get checked? I said, no, I need to go to an ENT doctor, not just any other doctor. So my ENT doctor, went in there, scoped it, and found a tumor.
Wow.
In the nasopharynx, it's right inside there. It's called cancer of the nasopharynx.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, I had to leave everything and start treatment.
You have gone through so much. So you started and your hotel, your restaurant, it burnt down.
So
And then
it started, my restaurant started then in the process of growing to move to this next one. I was diagnosed with cancer. So for a whole year, I had to receive treatment. And, it continued. And then I started to get better.
But you must have been so devastated.
The cancer thing was, it was scary.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
What stage was it when you discovered?
Stage 3, thank God.
Okay.
So John Hopkins were actually able to kill it. But usually, what they tell you, my team of doctors told me we will treat 30% of this cancer. 70% has to come from you.
How? How do you treat cancer?
Just a mindset. You have to,
Oh.
You have to fight. You fight cancer with your mind. You tell cancer you're not going to take me away, no matter how painful, no matter how what. They told me that.
Oh wow.
So, and of course with the family and everybody. But cancer is won by the patient, not the doctors.
Wow.
So anyway, now we get to the point where we built this other new restaurant. We've been here for a year and a half, almost hitting the second year, fire. We rebuilt that restaurant and people were so excited to have it back because they missed it for an entire year.
So once your restaurant burned down, you now moved to DC and built it again, same place.
No, we rebuilt the same restaurant that's got back down. We revived it.
Okay.
And since my customers had been missing this place for the entire year that it was closed, they could not wait. So the anticipation of when we opened again, it was such a good influx of business. And people just finally realized how integral part of Swahili Village was in their families, in their lives, in their everyday, social integrations.
This is incredible. Guys, so we are talking to a Kenyan who is doing big things in the diaspora, and it's very encouraging. I'm very excited and humbled to be seated here with you. And what he's telling me is just mind-blowing. Like, I'm so encouraged. You have no idea. For you to move to the diaspora and, do such a big thing, how like, what drives you, How did you even think I can start and do this? Because you're in Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States of America. I can imagine, I don't know, like, you didn't know anyone when you came here, the authorities. How did you get work permit? What was the process? And, what's the biggest lesson you've learned?
Well, you've asked a lot of questions there. But yes, when you get to this point, you must have already done all the other things that you need to have done right. Because one of which is to be able to obtain the right legal paperwork in all aspects of the business. You have to have been a US citizen, you have to have been good creditworthiness, you have to be, all those things play a role. And of course, you have to have a good business plan. You have to show the bank that you're capable of this. The only thing I couldn't show the bank was that I'm a chef, which I couldn't show, but I showed them that
So you started a restaurant, yet you're not a chef.
I'm not a chef now.
Wow. So you learned after you opened the
I
restaurant?
learned to be a chef in my own restaurant.
Wow.
Using consultants and using industry standard people to teach you, people in the industry to show you things. And of course, you've got to pay them, but that's how you do it right.
So
After 4 years, actually, I was certified as a chef.
Wow. So
in my own kitchen.
Okay. You moved to the US, chasing love. So how long did you stay here before? Because you say you have to be a citizen to open such a business in the US.
It can be very difficult if you're not one.
Okay.
Because
so how long were you here before you opened it?
Remember, I told you I worked in corporate America before. That was 9 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, by which time I already had all credentials to be able to approach. And I learned, I took my time to learn this system of America and how it works. And this system only works a certain way. And if you follow the rules and, like Obama was saying, live by the laws, you should be able to make things move for you, to live that dream. If you don't, then at some point it's going to come to bite you. So immediately I got here, the first things I understood is how to be able to follow the legal process to do stuff.
Okay.
And now, of course, many years later, I get challenged to be able to open an African restaurant because there was a lack of that facility as it pertains to fine dining. And I just went about to start doing that. The best way you have to do that is to train yourself to be a chef. Think about it. 95% of restaurants in America fail because of chefs. If you rely on somebody else to produce a product, you are there at mercy. So I decided I'm going to own the intellectual property for every product that comes onto your table. I'm going to design it. I'm going to package it. I'm going to have a process for it. And then I'm going to deliver it to the table. And I'm going to ask you, do you like it? Can you pay for it? Is it a product you can come and pay for today and tomorrow again? And is it consistently what you want? If the answer is yes, then yeah, but beyond that, do you like the service? Do you like the environment? What other things can you fuse in this plate? Because it's not just a plate. There's going to be a lot of good experiences in this plate. That's why when you come into a restaurant, the music holds you. Something happens to you because we play African music. The sound is to the level that you enjoy the music but still have a conversation. It's not just loud music presented to you. All those things are very intentional.
If you're Kenyan thinking of starting a business outside Kenya, this story should inspire you and show you that really nothing is impossible. You can leave your country, go abroad, and do amazing things.